All right, it is Tuesday night. It is 7 p.m. and it's time for the Life Radio Show. And I am your host, Don Smith, and we already got two great guests in the studio. My guest co-host for the night is none other than my most frequent guest and my most frequent guest co-host, Scotty Mays, in the studio.
Hey.
Going live on Facebook, so if you don't feel like listening to us over legitimate channels, you can tune into Scotty's Facebook.
Isn't there a number they can call into as well?
There is, 775-5555.
That is a real number.
Code. Yeah,
actually.
that is a real
That's
number. And if you call, we might just stick you on the air just to be silly.
Just to be silly.
Yeah. And we also have a fresh face on the Life, finally.
Refreshing.
We don't get a lot of new faces around here because it's been going on so long. But Olivia Burns is in the studio with us.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you for inviting me.
Well, thanks for coming in. It's good to get a change every now and then.
Yeah.
And you seem very pleasant. I get a lot of jerks in here. No offense, Scotty.
None taken.
But I have a quick announcement regarding 6 Feet Below Hell. Just found out 1 year on Redbox now. 6 Feet Below Hell that Redbox was going to pull out of their boxes 1 week in because it wasn't renting enough, and we stepped up the advertisement and the promotion, and it is now 1 year, and it's still available in Redbox.
Proper advertisements. Very well played.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations. You can find that 6 feet below the Redbox.
Still inside of it.
Still inside
It's
of
6
it.
feet inside of the Redbox. It's embedded now. It's like
in
a
a time
virus.
capsule.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it by now, get out and rent it because it's a phenomenon now. If you spend a year in Redbox, there are Hollywood movies that don't spend a year in Redbox.
It's a cult following like Troll 2.
Yeah, exactly. No, Troll 3, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're eating her. Have you ever seen that? You
No,
reference.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yes.
I'm getting home, going to my nearest Redbox. Probably
picking
gonna
up
hate
6
this.
feet below hell.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
You don't get a full year in Redbox and suck. You have to you have to be good and or just very lucky or just promote a lot because they don't care. They just want money. That's really But also Saturday we wrapped filming on Black Mamba.
Hey, congratulations.
Also not a porn.
Congratulations. And that's disappointing.
I know you keep waiting.
Yeah.
But that was my early work. I'm
VHS
into
type
legitimate
stuff.
films now, yeah.
Yeah. You have legitimacy.
Yeah, I have legitimacy. Yeah, but I don't do those kind of films anymore.
Well, I'm glad to see you've really turned your life around.
Well, you two.
Hey, you like you two?
No, I can't stand you two, but you two are all right. But
Oh,
The puns are killing me.
Yes, welcome to the Life Radio Show with Scotty as guest.
it's only
co-host.
downhill from here, Olivia.
Yeah, we ain't seen nothing yet. We're only 6 minutes in, and you've got an hour.
Yay!
Hey, better than performing at a film opening.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
spoiler alert.
Too
Oh, wait.
soon.
We were talking a little bit about that. Is it okay to talk
Oh,
about that, to bring
absolutely.
that up,
It's
those painful
absolutely.
memories?
We like to be transparent here on the live.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's because that's part of the life. You have the ups, you have the downs, you have the great shows, and you have the wedding shows and the openings for films.
You take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah, you take them both, and then you have the facts of life, the life.
The life.
Yeah. That was a low point in comedy, definitely. Oof.
But it was. I think we all appreciated it.
Well, yeah,
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a blast
Yeah.
because I kept thinking, "Yep, I didn't go up." But no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad because about everybody did equally
The three
poorly.
of us.
The three of you that were foolish enough to say, "Hey, these guys came to see a movie. Let's do this to them first."
Yeah. Well, and after I seen you three do what you did, I was like, I can do this. So I messaged Mike. I was like, dude, let me get 5 minutes because It's only downhill from
Yeah,
here,
he
right?
didn't
Yeah,
see it in
yeah.
time.
And he didn't see it in time.
Well, that's a bummer.
It
Yeah,
really was.
I can get up and do terribly too.
Right.
Yeah, well, it all depends on what the crowd's there to see. It's kind of like doing comedy at a music festival. They're not expecting that. That's not really why they're there. And if
Yeah.
you get their attention, you know, you're lucky. Kind of like an open mic at a bar when most of the people at the bar are regulars and they don't know you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Not usually a pleasant surprise for them, and they
Cutting into our cornhole
yeah,
league.
yeah. they put that irritation off on others.
You know, a friend of mine did a show in Michigan where, have you heard of a silent disco where everybody has their different...
Yes, I
Here,
have.
okay.
Yeah.
So there were two
Silent
DJs,
comedy
and
show.
then there was one comedian. And so one of the, headphone channels was comedy. And so a series of comedians went up and did a silent disco. And I think that is so masochistic. Just, you have to hate yourself to do this show.
That
and
would be hard to do. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean,
So I really want to start a silent disco comedy.
because how do you know if they're laughing at you? How do you have any connection? Because we
There's
talked about the connection with the audience, just like at the wedding show when we had an entire dance floor, this vast dance floor between the comic and the audience. You don't have a connection to anybody, and it's hard to perform and be honest in comedy and not have a connection.
Yeah.
And how do you get a connection through headphones?
Right.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say with the jack, but you know.
Well,
Yeah.
I forgot. Scott.
I forgot I'm not a mind reader.
You're not?
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't
Okay,
work.
yeah,
I was
well,
trying.
it does make
This
for good
doesn't work.
radio, though.
I would
sit
just
here
like
and
to see
try,
random
but-
strangers walk into a silent disco / comedy. So
Yes.
that would be awesome.
I
Yeah,
know.
because some people will be boogieing, some people will just
Be
be laughing. Yeah,
I would love to see that.
that would be a weird scene.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So if you do one, don't tell anybody other than
You're
the
onto
people that are
something.
there. Just-
You're onto
yeah.
something.
I think that it's a great / terrible idea, and I love it. Love it.
I think we can find a place to do that. That would be
Just so bad.
Yeah, the perfect venue would be Wiley's.
yeah. I might know a guy
Yeah, right.
that has no pull in there whatsoever, but he can
You
beg
put
the
your name on it.
staff.
You put your name on it.
Anyway, Olivia, since you are new here, what got you into comedy, and how long have you been performing?
Oh
See,
gosh,
we're going to put the pressure on. Now.
let's
The
see.
hard questions come out.
I started doing comedy because I really wanted to get over my social anxiety, and I thought that just facing your fears by doing comedy and getting up in front of a stage, in front of a group of people, and having them laugh at you would get rid of my social anxiety. But it didn't. But I decided that I really liked comedy.
Well, that's good. So
That's it.
you went up there for one reason and found a whole other reason to do it.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't found it helps with a whole lot of anything. Because I actually used to have a crippling fear of public speaking, and I still do. And when I go up on stage, I am a wreck before the show. I am. You can't tell because I'm cool as a frickin' cucumber, but I am a wreck. Because I always think that everything that's going to go wrong, and that just plays over in my head over and over again. So yeah, I do. I get nervous as can be. I could freeze up before I go up on stage. Once I get up there, I'm usually okay. But before I go up, I'm terrified.
Yeah, it's like I don't even hear the laughter because I'm so focused on the little gnome in my head telling me that I'm doing horribly. You know, I'm just like, that wasn't funny to myself. Everyone else could be laughing and I'm just like, that wasn't funny. You suck, Olivia. And I don't know why I enjoy that, but I do.
No, because it's getting past it, I guess. I guess it is therapeutic not to use the whole therapy thing with comedy because that's overdone. But, I mean, I hear the laughter. Sometimes probably more than is there. But no, I hear the laughter when I'm up there. And if I don't hear the laughter, then I get really nervous. Because that's why when I hit the stage, everything's fine if it's going okay. If it's going terribly, no, I'm worse than I was off stage. So, what about you, Scotty? You seem so confident, like a man that never gets shaken.
Well, no, I mean, I get more nervous when I actually do public speaking and talking about recovery than I do when I'm doing comedy. So when I get up there, because even if I'm eating a bag of peacocks.
Right. I forgot the bag of peacocks. Hashtag bag of peacocks.
You know, I'm still going to... Like, I know in my mind that I'm not doing that great, but now I'm trying to just get a couple laughs to salvage.
Right.
Know.
You talking about right now?
No, right now it's...
Yeah, forget it. Cause nobody,
forget about it.
You're all right. You got more listeners on your live feed.
I have 5.
It's like 4 more.
That one's probably Tara. Hey, Tara.
Right. But no, I see, I'm the opposite. I get way more nervous because I've had to do speeches and stuff for classes and whatnot since I started doing comedy, and I have no problem getting up in front of classes now.
Do you feel like your nerves increase, like if the first joke you tell doesn't go over, then you're like, the pressure kind of mounts?
Yeah, because that's when your mouth starts getting dry and you start getting a little pressure in your throat. And, oh yeah.
I laugh at my own jokes a lot, which is, I don't know if that's a good way of going about it, but I find myself just like, that's so bad, it's funny to me. I'm laughing at my own failure.
That's good. I mean, it beats the alternative, you know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you do it. You
Yeah.
know, and that's still like, that takes a lot more courage than what some people would even have to even stand up there and attempt to even just say their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have gone up Sunday and watched The Cop.
Oh, dude. That was brutal.
That was, I loved it because he was such a jerk. That's the thing. He was just, the guy got up. Part of my set, I talked about police officers, how they used to be compared to how they are now. And how I miss police officers the way they used to be instead of the musclehead law enforcement that just are looking for trouble now. Well, he gets up, he's a cop. So I think he was a little hurt by the things I said.
Well, his Napoleon syndrome didn't help him much.
Well,
either, so.
Little man. Yeah.
Did you get pulled over on the way back?
No, because I don't even know if he's on the force anymore because he just got out of rehab. Yeah. Oh. And that's the story he told to a silent room.
I mean, it was like
51, Cal Westray informed me, 51 F-bombs. 51.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that was quite a bit.
I don't think Cal was counting, but somebody else counted and gave that number
to
Cal.
Clicker in the back.
Yeah, yep. There's another one. There's another one. Well,
wait.
they probably missed a few because, I mean, I would say...
I think I may have seen him. Because
he said it wasn't his first time up.
Yeah. The number of F-bombs really clues me in.
Did he talk about rehab in Florida?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He didn't. The one that I'm thinking of, I can't think of a single joke that he told other than swearing.
Well, neither can I, and I just watched it. I knew what he was talking about, but I did not recognize anything he said as a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Except that he was a cop. That's probably the funniest thing he said.
Like I was kind of hoping it was going to take a turn into like some sort of like recovery type comedy, kind of like the angle that I have. But this was.
I was hoping it took a turn into any kind of comedy at that point. You know, to be honest, there was a part of me that was hoping, come on, don't see the light. I want Karen to cut him off. There was a part of me that was just hoping for, even though I didn't want to hear him anymore, there was a part of me just hoping to hear that Mike go dead.
That was a very long 6 minutes that night.
That was.
I hope that secretly in my heart of hearts, I hope that almost every time somebody gets on stage on the Sunday. Because like she doesn't know this at all, but like
you're addicted to awkward. I think it's
I
not
am,
just that you're
I am.
awkward. You
And
like awkward moments.
Karen is like she has the personality of who I wish I could be. Like I look at her and she's just so like confident and kind of a jerk, and I love that.
She embraces every bit of that.
Yeah,
that's true.
She's a
That's true.
rock star.
yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just getting ready to cue up a song because we got a few minutes before break. But yeah. So how long have you been performing? I don't know if you answered that one or not.
Let's see. I did my first open mic about 3 years ago, but it was a long break in between my first one and the next one, about a year and a half. And then after that,
That's a very long break. That's starting over.
Yeah. And so then I just went to these open mics that were around me in Traverse City. And then I moved to Dayton and I started doing it more and more often because I don't have friends here. And so I have no others.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you have friends now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have comedian friends now.
She has to make that distinction.
It's like, so
friends.
we're labeled.
I don't want to introduce you to my family members, but you're okay
We're not there yet.
to hang out with in clubs.
I did something new on Sunday. I did a show in front of my mom. She came to the first show.
Oh, is that the first one she ever came to?
Yeah.
How did that go? First of all, let's establish the relationship between you and your mom. How is it?
It's great. It's great.
Okay.
It's great. We're
Is it still? No.
probably not. One of the best moments was I make fun of my mom in this Midwestern accent.
Okay, yeah.
And I also have a joke about doing phone sex with that same voice. And halfway through this joke, I put it together that my mom is listening to this joke in the same voice I impersonate her with, and it was really uncomfortable.
There's that awkward again.
Yeah. It was awkward. Yeah, it was also the first time that she met my boyfriend. So it was just a bad night. It was a uncomfortable night. Yeah.
Is he still your boyfriend?
Yeah.
No.
Is she still your mom?
Yeah, she's disowned me. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Did she
Yeah.
enjoy it though? Did she have?
I
a good
think
time,
that
or
she did. She did enjoy it.
She hasn't spoken to you since to tell you. Or?
You know that smile where you're like, I want to support this person so much, but it's so painful. Like that just brought like you're killing me on the inside smile. I mean, I love her so much for sticking through it, but man,
I know that smile.
yeah.
I did a set once all about smoking weed and when I was younger, and my mom learned some things that night about me and my brothers. Because I had an older brother that got me high for my first time when I was 6 years old. So, and I did a set about that because, of course, now he is paranoid schizophrenic and on some really heavy medication. So, yeah, it just came full circle. But I did a whole set about that, and my mom, I think she was just in shock through most of it because she was in the audience. She's been to most of my shows. She goes to, well, not most of them, but a lot of my shows. And usually she enjoys them. I think she learned too much that night to really enjoy it.
My mom goes to bed at 8 p.m. So there's no way that she can go to any of my shows other than this one that started at 6. And she left immediately afterwards to go to sleep in the car ride home.
Wow. Does she get up early for work?
Yeah, she's just, I don't know why she sleeps.
I hope,
Those
I,
early
I,
risers.
hope I never
Yeah.
fall asleep at 8 p.m. Like, consistently.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, with your history, I'm sure you've fallen asleep
Oh, I've
much.
fallen
or
asleep
you've
at 3
passed
p.m.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's not
Yeah,
really
there's
falling
times I've fallen
asleep
asleep
That's
and
just-
wake up for 3 days.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there was a movie about that.
Yeah, but falling asleep at 8 p.m. on the regular, that's too far.
Right.
Too far.
Yeah.
That's just you would need an intervention at that point. Scotty, I'm concerned. Your sleep habits are way too healthy.
I mean, the only show you watch is Entertainment Tonight, and then you're
As
asleep by
much
the end of the
Red
day.
Bull and coffee as you drink, I really can't see you sleeping.
Well, you'd be amazed.
No, I mean leave your curtains open. I can't see you.
Oh,
That got creepy.
the challenge accepted.
All right, well, I think we're going to hit the comedy rundown for the week, and I'm going to take a little break, play a little Potter's Field. Since
Hey.
Scotty's in, and actually, this is almost 2 years ago. Potter's Field released the EP "A Brutal Presence,"
Beautiful.
so I'm going to be playing a song from that EP.
Love it.
So yeah, all kinds of anniversaries going on right
This is
now.
great.
Well, just like Sunday night was my 7-year wedding
Yeah.
anniversary, and I was telling jokes.
Yeah.
And she was at home.
Love
So-
where your priorities.
and Saturday night was my 4-year anniversary of doing comedy.
Dude.
It's the first time I did comedy at Wiley's was because the other I don't count the other one. It was through school, so it was through Wright State. It doesn't count anymore. I think they cut that as one of their budget cuts. So,
Yeah.
yeah, they just cut the fact that I was in a show. They say we're not going to recognize this anymore. It's too costly. Because that makes more sense than cutting out some of the administration's inflated budget. Anyway.
Oprah's Book of the Month Club? Please. We've got something much better in store for you.
Let's talk about books. The energy is right. I got a candle going. It feels good.
Every Monday morning, Jessica Gillen sits down and talks with you about the very best in books and literature.
Murder on the Orient Express. The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. The Cruel Prince.
It's The Bookseller, every Monday morning, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Now, you've been staring over that edge for hours. And people die down there. And dying when you're not really sick is really sick, you know? Really.
Well, I can't really speak to
All right,
that.
we are back on the air on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host Don Smith, sitting in with my guest co-host for the week, Scotty Mays, and first timer guest Olivia Burns.
Thank
and
you.
we're about to exchange gifts. It's not really an exchange. I'm giving you guys a gift, the gift of good health. I do have some exercise equipment for you, and since this is your first time here, pink or red?
Red.
Red? Okay. I was These are Scotty, you're going to have to go with pink. These are mouth exercisers. In case have you heard of them or seen them or
I have
they're
not. I am
what
very
you really
excited.
think they are when you first look at them. Because they look a little disturbing.
No, I
Scotty,
immediately
I know what
was-
you're thinking right
Yeah,
off the bat.
Immediately.
And
Like,
yes,
But
we have to keep, especially on the radio, you have to keep a strong face and strong facial muscles. So you really have to exercise them.
Why are they so sticky? Like, honestly, it's
Because they're new.
yeah, they haven't been used at all.
Yep. Well, you
That's-
took them out of the bag yourself. So.
April, I am bringing this into work for you tomorrow.
So let's go ahead and do some exercises and see what we can find to talk about. Scotty's still trying to figure out how to put it in. So,
It's actually
Oh God, it tastes weird.
it's a good look for me.
you actually put it behind your lips, not your teeth. Because you're running your mouth. The muscles in your cheeks are what's going to push it over and out.
This
This is the story.
terrifying.
Your engineer. Over
This
there.
is
like
absolutely
He's a little
horrible.
scared. He actually, I think he's upset I didn't give him one and let him. Patrick, come on in, because the name Patrick is great to say when you have these in.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
It's hard to say anything. Really.
It really is. It really is. That's why you have to move it up and down. You got to move
I
it
am,
up and down.
one roofie away from a very
You
bad
look great,
experience.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick. Would you like to join in
That's
and have a
so
conversation?
I'm kind of drooling.
Oh, is he? Well, he's going to miss out on all that then. Here you go. Here you go. You got Fink. You got Fink as well.
This is it's sand.
It's yes, you and your thin lips, Scotty. See if you're thin with a lip.
Those are not sand. They are flesh toned.
Now that's racist.
Well, okay, sorry, that was racist.
That's like the Crayola can't even make a flesh toned crayon anymore.
Well, that
This
makes
is,
sense.
You all right, Scotty?
Yeah, this is
It's a good exercise. It's
Yeah,
good work.
I don't know who.
what does it exercise?
Yeah.
Are you good, Patrick?
I think so.
All right, Patrick's got his in.
How's
They
this
don't
not
go
good?
over your teeth.
Oh,
They
my
just go,
God.
yeah, you're good. You're good. You got it.
Like the Ike always sits like right.
Ike, yeah, that's like perfect for it. That's what gave you the idea.
Oh my God!
This was a great idea, wasn't it?
This
Yeah,
was,
this
the
is
best
this
ever.
is amazing.
Yeah, you
Wow.
didn't know you'd be doing exercises in here, did you?
Yeah, I really thought that this was gonna be a talk radio. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of talking.
it's
it's
This
sort of
is
like
Laura- Laura-
drooling, and like
hooked on phonics
yeah.
type thing.
So what's going on, Patrick?
Oh, no.
I'm not calling you Patrick. I'm calling you Patrick.
It sounds like you're calling me fat. Even though you're
It's
not.
Fat Rick. That's
Fat Rick, there you go.
I love Fat Rick.
Yeah, you love Patrick is a good dude. Oh,
You know I'm the complete opposite of fat.
yeah, skinny
Oh.
Patrick.
God,
Skinny Fat Rick.
skinny hat.
You didn't know what you were signing in for.
Are you
did you?
supposed to be a callus on the inside of your?
Yes, that's
Okay.
really it
Yeah.
strengthens the it's cold sores. It strengthens your cold sores.
Well,
If you got herpes, this'll find them.
This?
You're flowering, Scotty.
Yeah, I know it. I can.
Yeah, it's rough.
yeah.
It's rough. I should have brought some paper towels. You got
this is like a
you
less.
Literally
drink water.
This is just like the least sexy dental day of all time.
So you're saying I'm not sexy? I'm not wearing these well?
Imagine doing this for foreplay. No. I can't even say the
I'm
word.
so confused.
Dead room.
What was that last year?
I can't say the letter. I can only say D, so it sounds like dead room.
Let's try
Oh,
a tongue
that
twister.
Go for it.
Sally sells seashells down. Oh, that's actually pretty
Yeah,
easy.
that one's not that hard.
Do
Do
uh,
Betty Water walks on butter.
How much blood
do
can I
Peter
look?
Piper. Peter Piper.
Peter Fire.
Uh-huh.
Peter Fire. Yeah, perfect. Every time. Perfect.
Oh,
I wonder what he'll think we're doing who can't see what we're doing.
Well,
this is,
Scotty's on Facebook Live.
Yeah, so if you are confused...
Facebook.
Oh my god.
Yeah, every now and then you got to do this.
so much drool.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, we've
Oh,
always
gosh.
got our exercise in,
Yeah.
so you know we're good if we want to stop doing our exercises. Scotty's addicted to it now. You
Yeah,
have
that's
an
how it
addictive
starts.
personality.
You're an enabler. Thanks for the enabling.
No
It's
problem.
so hard.
Yeah.
This is actually challenging.
It is because you gotta. We're on the radio, so you
So-
gotta be understandable, and that's hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
even
yeah.
before this
Yeah,
came
now
here.
try your
This is a-
Midwestern voice.
Okay, so
Oh, God.
yeah, I think it's actually easier for me to talk in a Midwestern accent than it is for me to talk normally.
It's really
with
good
this
for
thing.
the suck muscle.
There you go, Scott Russell.
Oh my god! It's no.
Yeah, why don't you like your drool on a tiki?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Oh, boy, I'm not using that crap.
Are these called suck muscle
Stop
exercises?
muscle.
Yeah, what is What is
Good
this
call,
trademark does? Like,
What's
what is
that?
the name for this?
Idiots.
Okay,
The
all
like
right.
radio shows, what I call it.
No, I mean this invention. That's like
It's a mouth exerciser. It's actually you can find them on Amazon. Swear I got mine. and it's changed my life.
Hey, Don, did you get endorsed in page like Amazon?
I hope so. That's what I'm going for.
Well, I'm sticking this in my pocket and saving it for later.
Okay.
I don't need the bag.
Here,
What
you
kind
need
of
a-
review
if anybody
you're gonna?
needs a bag so you can take it home and use them later.
I feel like the warmer the better.
I really like the idea of all of us going home and putting them in the privacy of our own homes.
Right.
Just,
Rather than in public.
yeah, this is like our dirty little secret.
Yeah.
now. Just
Yeah. This is going
Yeah.
to go in my mouth and
Yeah, because
during my
look at
yoga exercises.
yeah.
Yep, sexy yoga.
Because
See,
Ooh.
because we can't do it twice in one show, so I just went ahead and got it all out of the way, and I'm
That
all
was,
out now. So
was
that was an adventure, wasn't it?
Now it's time for me to meet Fat Trick in the dead room.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in, Fat Rick.
you're the man, Fat Rick.
Yep, skinny Fat Rick. Sorry. You can take yours with you. You know. Yeah. I'm not going to let anybody else use it because that's just weird.
Oh, too far.
Thanks for playing. That was fun.
So, do you regret coming on the show?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Are you going to wear that when you do your next comedy set? No.
It might go better than my last one, so we'll see. We'll see. It might be my new gimmick.
Yeah, that's your go-to. Hold on.
Now you
Here we
can't
go.
hear anything I'm saying.
Oh, jeez. Yep, Midwestern Botox. That's the.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you feel as though your mouth has been properly exercised?
I feel like I ate something for a really long
I'm well stretched.
Yeah, like a really tough steak. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
do
I
the
could
same
karaoke
thing
with the
as
best
that,
of them right now.
But well, there you go. There
Oh,
you go.
gosh,
You're all
I don't
exercised and
do
ready.
karaoke.
Oh gosh.
Like, ugh.
Ooh,
Oh
don't.
gosh, I don't.
Oh,
I
no, I
do
don't.
Karaoke. Oh,
Hey,
no.
don't do that.
Should give it a try. Why don't you? Hey.
Oh, yeah. That's not a good idea.
Okay. Well, should we hit some news stories because we have some
please.
important
Yeah.
events to cover,
All right.
and while we recover from the exercises.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Oh. Not awkward.
I'm
at all.
stretching.
Oh.
Viewers at home,
Yes.
stretching.
Viewers of the radio.
Whatever.
Montana wildlife officials are puzzled by the carcass of a wolf-like animal. They say a rancher shot and killed on his property near the town of Denton. The animal came within several hundred yards of the rancher's livestock, the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks said Thursday. He shot it and reported it as required by law. The animal was a young, non-lactating female and a canid, a member of the dog family, which includes dogs, foxes, coyotes, and wolves. The animal did not appear to fit the profile of either a wolf or a domestic dog. In a video posted to social media, a spokesman said authorities suspect the animal is a wolf-dog hybrid, but can't be sure yet. Is that important that we need to know what this
Whether it
guy
lactated
killed?
or not, I don't think
Yeah,
that's
or whether it
important.
was lactating. Yeah, that really added to the story for me. It's the little details that make a story good, Scotty.
A lactating hybrid.
If we didn't know, we could have just assumed that this wolf dog was just squirting everywhere. But now we know. We don't have to imagine it incorrectly. Yeah, I'm glad you focused on that part of the story because
That's the
that
one
really
thing
is.
that I'm like, why does that? What's the relevance to that for wildlife officials to determine something?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's Montana. So the first question whenever somebody kills something is, "Did you milk it?" It's just a standard police question.
Yeah,
Here's your title.
especially when it's a bull. Just
Right,
that's
right,
the first question there. I don't know. Maybe the black market for wolf dog
hybrid
milk
milk,
is
yeah.
just so high that people were wondering.
It's a bunch of bodybuilders. Like, get some of that breast milk.
Sorry, I'm getting messages on here.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Are they important?
no.
All right.
Yeah, they will be in the next segment, but not for now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sorry, black market wolf dog hybrid milk. Where were
Yeah,
we?
the demand is high for.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably pretty rare. If they don't even know what kind of wolf dog hybrid they're dealing with, then surely there's not an overabundance of its milk out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And because some people, I mean, they can't have the cow milk. So, you know, an almond milk and that kind of stuff just isn't as good. So maybe they've switched to dog hybrid.
What did it say? Why buy the cow when you can just get the milk?
Why buy the why shoot the
you're
wolf
not
dog
supposed to
hybrid?
put your mouth on it.
Why shoot the wolf dog hybrid if you can get the milk for free? I guess is the Montana statement there.
I gotta say, this first hour has probably been the most awkward first hour I've ever done on here.
Yeah, well,
I can't wait to see what other latex fun we have next time on here.
Okay.
Bring out the count.
Yep.
I'm sleeping.
Stay tuned, Scotty. Stay tuned.
Don't forget your suck muscle exercises.
The 70-pound octopus named Fred not only has 8 arms, but possibly 9 lives. Last week, a fish market in Morro Bay, California, saved Fred from being served up for someone's supper. Giovanni de Gourmore, I don't even care, owner of Giovanni's Fish Market. See, the first name was all that was important anyway. Makes his living selling fish and other forms of seafood, but he recently decided against selling octopus products after learning about how intelligent the animals are. Giovanni told San Luis Obispo Tribune he met a friendly octopus while diving in Fiji. Essentially, we played a game of hide and seek for 15 minutes under the ocean, he said. Played hide the octopus. On May 14th, Giovanni's dock manager told him a local crab fisherman was selling a 70-pound octopus, putting Giovanni in an awkward position. He said he no longer wanted to financially reward those who capture octopuses, or octopi, but also didn't want to cut up such a beautiful animal. So he played hide and seek with an octopus for 15 minutes.
What were they hiding? Octopi are very flexible, so they can fit into very small spaces. So
where were they hiding would be a better question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wherever it was, it definitely made Giovanni sing a new tune.
Warmed his heart.
Yeah. Yes. And now he is a...
They have a bunch of suck muscles.
They do.
Yeah.
This was from a
From an
live octopus.
This was from Fred.
From Giovanni's Fish Market. That's why they're so big, because he was a 70-pound octopus.
So we just had Fred suckers in our mouth.
Yes. Yeah, we
We sucked on Fred's.
Yep, suck muscle exercisers. They weren't really. They're plastic or latex or something. I don't know. Okay, a mysterious bag of socks of unknown degree of dampness has been reportedly wandering around the White House press briefing room. Why not?
I've heard about this.
Cigar and Jetty, I guess, whose Twitter handle is eCigar, in case you need to know
Still
that.
let cigars in the White House?
Apparently this one they let in, yes. Yeah, somebody smoked him, and he lost his socks. As a White House correspondent for the Daily Caller, and he tweeted an image of the socks on May 17th. The socks appeared dirty and enclosed in a plastic bag. 5 days later, he was back in the briefing room and shared another snapshot of the socks. While the location of the socks in the room had shifted to the second time around, they remained sealed in what appeared to be the original bag. His third spotting of the socks came a full week after the first on May 24th. The formerly wet socks were now reportedly crusty, because this is what our White House press briefing room has turned into, a game of chase the baggied socks.
Yeah, the Chicago Wet Sox are like the worst.
Well, there's the Boston Crusty Socks too. They're kind of.
What if the briefing room was just a room for their briefs?
Yeah, that'd be the debriefing room, where you take them off, and put them in a bag.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How did he know that they were dried? Like, did he touch them? Did he molest the socks?
He would have had to. He would
I...
have had to have tested he dip a toe in, I guess. Because how did he know they were? If they were sealed in a bag, yeah. Well, when the crusty ones did. Oh. When they were wet, they just sloshed. He sloshed a toe.
Krakatoa was when they were dried.
Yeah. You got to get it straight. Yeah.
Cigaro.
Yeah,
That was-
it was cigar socks.
It was
It was like a humidor, is what it was. You just
Lewinsky's.
yeah, yep. They found the dress long before the socks. Yeah, they're still damp.
It smells like
Dang,
bleach.
Bill. Phew. Okay,
My face is still hot. I might be having a heart attack.
it's okay. Well, you should put your exercisers in just in case. You know, get the heart rate going.
Get
you
the
know.
heart rate. Let me
Yeah.
go get my shake weight out of the car.
Get your, that would be perfect to do your shake weight and the mouth exercises at the same time. I still like the idea of the little shake weights. That would be
Man,
perfect.
those have to
Speaking
exist,
of
right?
milking dog wolf hybrids.
Have to exist.
Yeah, 'cause,
Let's
they
speak them
make
into
smaller
existence.
ones, but not little finger, not little finger
little-
shake weights. Yeah. They have to make like a keychain or something with them. They have to be that popular.
For the on the go
Right,
shake
for the-
weighter.
On the- yeah.
Yep, so you can drive your car doing that.
Are your text fingers tired?
Yep, reinvigorate your text fingers. Ugh. A driver on Interstate 5 in Washington State's South Puget Sound area discovered something shocking when he stopped for gas. A handgun lodged barrel first in the bumper of his car. The driver was heading down the freeway when a black object came flying through the air. Why's it got to be black? Came flying through the air and hit his Honda, according to a tweet from State Trooper Guy Gill.
These names together, dude.
That's half the reason I put them in here. The names are fantastic. Guy Gill, a spokesman for that district. There didn't seem to be serious damage, so the driver thought nothing of it and drove another 18 miles before stopping for gas, Gill said. Troopers handed the gun over to the Lakewood, Washington Police Department. No injuries were reported, and local station KING-TV said it was unknown whether the gun was thrown, dropped from an overpass, or kicked up by a passing vehicle. Because it's always hard to tell when they're lodged in your bumper. I'm surprised, most cops didn't, bust him for having a concealed weapon.
You think he shot a blank in his bumper?
Yeah. I don't know him that well,
Yeah.
Scotty, but we could check. We could check Guy Gill's
Yeah,
report.
check old Gillicuddy and see
see
what.
what old guy. Hey, Guy.
Hey, guy. I'm not your buddy, pal.
I'm not your friend, Gil. Not your Gil, buddy. Oh, man. Should we
Not your
continue?
buddy, guy.
Are we?
Continue.
Are we? Just,
She's like, continue. What are we even
what?
doing?
What are we even doing?
What is this?
What is
What
this?
is this that happened?
Mess.
Yep, she's gonna put her exercisers back in. Well, we got one more. Amazon's Alexa device has a lot of good qualities, but one bad one. It apparently eavesdrops. A couple in Portland, Oregon was shocked to discover Alexa recorded a private conversation in their home and then sent it to a random person on their contact list. Danielle, who asked that her last name not be identified, even though everybody knows by now because it went out through Alexa, told KIRO-TV, the revelation brought to life a fear that she and her husband had when they first installed the device to handle their home's heat, lights, and security system. My husband and I would joke and say, I bet these devices are listening to what we're saying, she said. Things took a chilling turn into Big Brother territory about 2 weeks ago when the couple got a phone call from an employee of Danielle's husband. The message said, unplug your Alexa devices right now. You're being hacked.
That is creepy.
That is.
Because if that was me, like my neighbors would call me like, how many pineapples do you have in your house? Because that's the safe word that I use down there.
Right.
Pineapple.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Now it's going to be suck muscle exercise. Yep. They're going to come over instead of asking to borrow a cup of sugar. They're going to ask to borrow your suck muscle exerciser.
Can I borrow your suck muscle?
Yeah.
I
either
really
way.
can't imagine asking my neighbor for that. Like, hey, Georgia, just wondering, do you have extra suck muscle exerciser? I've misplaced mine, and I really need to get my groove on.
Mine's stuck around my husband's elbow.
Yes.
Elbone.
Elbow.
Elbone.
What would this add to the
I don't know,
elbow
but
sucking situation?
I'm going straight Peter Griffin on this thing when I get home. That's all I know.
I'm missing.
And it's flesh tone.
Well, there you go. There you go. Next time I see it, it's going to have little hair glued on it.
No, there's.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm a very manscaped individual.
Good to know. Good
Transparency,
to know.
right? This is the life, so let's talk about
there
it.
You go. Let's talk. Let's. I'd say bring it out in the open, but no.
No.
Oh,
That would
Scotty,
just be
it's always
disturbing
so much
on
fun
every
having you
level.
on the show for this last time. No.
I'll show you what them little shake weights can do. I was in the pool.
The tiny shake weights. All right. Well, hey, it's about time to wrap up this hour. Olivia, do you have anything to share? Any thoughts on where this day has gone that you didn't think would happen?
Oh. Did you just whisper, say something inspiring? Oh, gosh, I've got nothing. I mean, I'm going to go
so
home
inspiring. That's the most inspiring thing from a comic I've ever heard. Oh, gosh, I got nothing. That's what we like to hear. We like to leave them speechless, that's for sure.
I mean, this is the most beautiful, thoughtful, kind gift that anyone's ever given to me.
The airtime or
this exerciser. I'm gonna cherish it and use it, and just really think of this time that we had together.
I truly hope so.
Yeah,
that's my biggest hope, and you're the only one that has actually said such kind words to me about it. And I promised myself I wouldn't cry, Scotty.
That's okay. We can.
This is a touching
Slow it
moment.
up.
Do you have any shows coming up
No,
in the future?
I don't. I don't. I've really dropped the ball on doing things.
You had a fan on here. He recognized you from South Park. He said he loved your set.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Did you sign up for the fireworks competition?
I didn't. I'm actually going to a festival in Detroit that weekend.
Very cool.
Comedy festival or just a regular festival?
Just
Detroit festival. Which would
music.
be a foreclosure festival.
Yeah, it's just burning down a bunch of buildings.
Yeah, we're just tearing,
different kind of
tearing
Burning
stuff
Man.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're literally going to catch men on fire.
Yes, bum fights and, foreclosure hearings. That's really, it's a great
It's the
festival.
Purge Detroit 2018.
It's funny that people in Dayton make fun of Detroit like that because it's so much nicer. I go
They really
there,
turned it around.
Oh, wow.
Nobody's there to screw it up. No, I haven't been through Detroit in a long time. And,
yeah, it's so nice.
Is it?
It's so nice. There's less glass on the street in Detroit than there is here.
Wow.
It's
Glass as in meth or actual glass?
no, like actual like
Well, from Dayton statistics, probably both.
yeah. Yeah. Bring down the mood.
Or up.
All right, well, we're going to have to go ahead and take a break. It's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you so
we
much.
should get you back in here again sometime.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
We will be back here shortly. Scotty Mays is going to stick around. I hope. He might have had enough already. And we will be back here shortly with who's coming in, Scotty? Scott Bond.
Pineapple.
We're going to have two Scotties in. We're going to have Scotty Mays and Scott Bond.
Scott
when
Bond.
we return.
Wait, his last name's Bond?
Bond. Scott Bond.
Holy shnikes.
All right, we'll be back here shortly. Stay tuned.
Move over, Jimmy Kimmel. Step aside, Conan O'Brien. Back off, Stephen Colbert. It's my turn. I'm Mike Shea, and every Tuesday on my show, Mike Talks Funny, I sit down and talk with comedians, actors, film fans, podcasters, anybody willing to get down, get deep, and get dirty.
I don't remember the first time I had sex. That was horrible. I didn't even finish the first time I had sex.
I've tasted what most comics want, and now I have to go back and eat the leftovers.
You're so brave for wearing that shade of lipstick on stage. My God.
Think of Last Comic Standing, and Mystery Science Theater 3000 had a baby, and that's the show.
My online doppelganger is also a larger black man. He is Adrian Miller. All the top results are he's a professor.
Interviews with great people, not to mention all kinds of awesome new music every show.
Hey, this is Don Smith.
This is Scotty Mays.
Hey, this is Kevin Goatee with Comics Watching Comics.
Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Anything without spam in it? Well, spam, egg, sausage, and spam. There's not got much spam in it. I don't want any spam.
Why can't you have egg, bacon, spam and sausage?
That's got spam in it.
Not as much as spam, egg, sausage and spam.
Look, could I have egg, bacon, spam and sausage without the spam? What do you mean? I don't like spam.
Spam, 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 spam.
All right, we're back on the Recalled Spam Show, the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my guest co-host, Scotty Mays, is on there. And we have a new guest. Olivia Burns went running out of here. Yeah, but I apologize, Olivia. We're not usually, yeah, we are. We're always,
all the time.
We're always this stupid. It's okay. Scott Bond.
Yes,
Scott
sir.
Bond.
Scott Bond.
Is in the show with us now.
Definitely not like Sean Connery at all.
That's for sure.
No.
So, what brings you by? Did you I asked you if you watched some of the if you listened, because you can't, well, you can watch, but it's kind of boring. If you listened to some previous episodes and you said you had, and you still decided to come in.
Yeah, I still decided to come on.
Yeah.
Seems like a good time.
Until you got here, and then you're like, oh.
Yep, then he's like, they're doing the lips without me. Looking forward to those exercises.
Yeah. Thought it'd get me ready for this show.
Yeah, there you go.
Good warm-up.
So you are a comedian?
I am, in Columbus, born and raised in
Columbus. Does that still count, Scotty? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. A lot of good comics in
Oh,
Columbus.
yeah.
Leslie
Happy birthday,
Battle,
Wonder Doug, by the way.
Yeah, Wonder Doug. There you go. Michael Moore, he was on the show last week. He's pretty much out of Columbus.
Dave Berkey.
Yeah. That's
some
that
good
was
people
all
up
the
there,
ones I
man.
knew.
There's some
So
good
now-
people up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But they're, Dayton's always.
Yeah, so this is Dayton. Anyway, this isn't about Columbus, Bond.
So how you see, you're a very young man. You're like at least like 2/3 our age, 3/4, something like that. Yeah, three-quarter our age, because
I like to look at it like I'm 3/4 of the way there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
I already told you, you're
I'm
halfway
aspiring.
to this. So this, see all this gray on Scotty. I couldn't help it.
You don't see that gray on Scotty when there's people around.
No. Well, you said you did all the manscaping.
I was talking about your beard on my face.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, how long have you been performing comedy?
I've been doing comedy for about a year and a half now.
Oh,
so
why?
I'm pretty young.
Yeah, you got in young. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. That's as opposed to us. What you're in what?
My going on 2.5 years.
Going on 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I just hit year number 4. So we both started when we were in our late 20s. Say,
I gotta say, like, starting at such a young age, I think is really good because it really helps you develop that thick skin.
Yeah.
Either that or suicidal tendencies.
Right. Yeah.
Suicide
it can be one or the
ideation.
other. It's
yeah.
like far left wing or far right.
Right. Yeah. There's no in between. Yeah.
So what brought about your entry into the comedy world?
Honestly, it was spontaneous. It was like me and my I was literally hanging out at my mom's house with like a few of my like siblings, my brother and my sister, and we were just like hanging out, and they said you should like actually take comedy seriously. And I was like, yeah, I think I will. And then like I did, but I didn't tell anyone about it. And then they were like, they saw me like post something about it, and they were like, why didn't you tell us like that you just started doing comedy all of a sudden? Like, actually
so you didn't
seriously.
even tell them? You didn't?
Yeah, I just told them I was gonna take it seriously, and I thought they took that, like they would have taken that seriously, but
right, they didn't take your taking it seriously.
So it ended up being just like spontaneous, but yeah.
You all right over there, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good. Just having a squirrel moment.
Okay.
I'm good.
Scotty's a little he's a little hyped up. He basically he snorts Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah, that's a good choice. I
actually
go for that or Monster, or a 5-hour energy shot. You ever do that?
Yeah. Well, I think
I
think he
I've
takes
evolved.
those as a suppository.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does the.
Actually shoot it intravenously.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Well, it's
old habits die hard.
I thought we were past this, Scotty. I thought we were,
Well, if we're having moments of transparency, then I have to be honest that I had a relapse a few months ago.
Oh man,
with some donuts.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Were they good donuts?
Jelly filled.
Where were
Dude,
they? Where were they from?
Okay. 1, they were chocolate mousse filled.
Oh, okay.
There's
Where
3
were they
points
from?
to this. 2, they were from Bill's Donuts. And 3, the way they fill their donuts, they go in one side and then they go in the other side. So when you get to the middle, there's still that gooey chocolate mousse filling.
Center.
It is amazeballs. Can I say amazeballs? Pretty sure I can. I just
pretty,
did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I
you just did. I can hit this button right here, and we can
What,
reverse
is it a nuke
You
button?
won't even
Does it go
say it. No, this button over here where it just drops the last 10 seconds of the conversation.
Oh.
So
Like
it'll just say amaze.
dementia.
And that's
It's
really
gone.
what we'll hear.
It's just gone.
Yeah, it never even happened. We got to act like it didn't.
Exactly. Yeah, we can't reference
Can't
it
even
either.
talk about it, yeah.
It actually erases it from our memory.
Yeah. It's like the
it's
glasses
like,
from...
it's like the little thing they had on Men in Black.
It's like, Men in Black. Yeah.
You know, the other night at Steak and Shake, I ate 3 triple steak cheeseburgers.
Why do you do these things to yourself, Scotty?
At Steak and Shake?
Is it just something to
You
soak
should have
up
just got
the
like
Red
the 7x7.
Bull?
That's the way to go.
They have a 7x7?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bond, you're just now telling me about this?
I used to work there. I
You said that
specialized
wrong,
in-
Scotty. It's why am I just hitting about this, Mr. Bond? And you got to
Got
pet
his
your
cat,
little.
yeah. We better cut that out.
My
Last
suck
time
Pet your, pet your suck muscle exercise while you speak to Mr. Bond like that.
I would just rather pull Austin Powers references instead.
Okay.
Scotty don't.
Scotty.
Oh, you want me to do it right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, we're past. It's,
There were some messages left earlier for you, Mr.
What?
Bond. Yeah. Yeah, the ones I said weren't important earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Because they
So
are
now
later.
they're relevant.
Yes, now they're relevant, and I've lost them. No, a message from says, my son Scott Bond is there. Tell him he looks like an MMA fighter. LOL, true story.
Yeah.
Were you an MMA fighter?
I was, yeah. I did cage fighting for a long time before, like this.
Well, now
like,
this
for my
has
stuff.
changed everything.
It has. So you were an MMA fighter, and then you
Amateur.
decided you
That's like-
really amateur.
I would like to say
Okay.
that's-
Well,
that's
then you
good to know.
decided.
Different.
So what you did is you decided you needed some toughening up. So you started performing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it's way good way to toughen up before you.
Oh, yeah.
enter
I've
a
gotten
cage.
far
I think
more,
if anything,
yeah.
I did it backwards. Before I got into the cage, I should have done stand up. That way, I would have been tough and I would have had
Exactly.
comebacks.
Yeah.
You put people in a rear naked choke and tell them jokes at the same time.
Yeah, they wouldn't know what's coming
Yeah.
at them.
Yeah, they literally
They
die
would
laughing.
submit. Yeah, they would.
They-
They would
they
definitely tap
literally
out
die
at
laughing.
that point. I've
Well,
had
so
some
much for
audiences-
robbing you for your money later to buy meth.
I've had some audiences tap out halfway through my sets. You know, I'd have been good. Back in my day.
You don't make me no never mind.
Don't make me no never mind, Scotty. That's a reference to an earlier show. Scotty's been here several times. Scotty. Scotty.
Me?
Scotty.
Yeah, I come on a couple times.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
Scotty
changing
doesn't
my
know.
name to Scott for this show. So
Oh, yeah?
we can.
The 3 S's.
Great Scott. No.
Great Scotch.
So MMA fighting. Now you were an amateur. Did you win any, or did you?
I
just,
won some. Yeah.
You won some. Good.
You win some, you lose some. It's all good learning.
Is your mom listening to this show right now?
Apparently, she sent a message. So.
Oh, is that who sent it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm guessing it said you're their son. You're their son. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't need to look it up again. It's there.
Yes.
It's out in the open already. So somebody is listening that knows you.
Interesting. Yeah. They know things about me.
Yes.
This has gotten very interesting.
Yes.
Indeed. Yes.
So, how did you get into? Even more interesting than how did you get into comedy? How did you get into MMA fighting?
I've always wanted to do that.
It's fun. It's a good time. It's a good way to get rid of your thoughts. Yeah. They just sort of go out the window after a few hits to the head. I got into it when I was doing wrestling. I think that's when I really got into it. Like in high school, I wrestled, but before that, just like trampoline, like wrestling. So a buddy of mine, he was really big in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So he basically taught me submissions and like how to actually submit somebody through like an arm bar and like a leg lock and all of this stuff. And it got really, really interesting to me. So then that's when I decided like maybe I'd like to pursue that. So then
Because it's like chess, essentially, isn't it?
It's like a mind game. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to,
You have to take a face bashing in order to set up your move to submit them.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's what really was the thing that like drew my attention to it. It was like there were so many different aspects to mixed martial arts. Like there wasn't just one style that you had to indulge in. Like you could indulge in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Muay Thai or mix the two, and then like being able to find your own style, because even though you might be doing like Muay Thai, for example, like that doesn't mean that's like that doesn't mean that it's going to make you a better fighter. What makes you a better fighter is yourself, and like how you allow yourself to develop those techniques.
Be more diverse.
Yeah.
And such.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with your wrestling background, that probably really helped you with the transition into the jiu-jitsu aspect of it as well, huh?
I think it helped, but to an extent, it was like there was a lot of wrong moves that I was like learning from wrestling. Like, for example, in wrestling, like when you go for like a takedown,
the pile driver,
yeah,
and
like
full Nelson.
You're basically like
different
you're like basically getting yourself into a situation where you would you'd basically be getting set up to where someone's going to knee you in the face, because like you're going for a takedown, and if you're not like having your arms in, and then you go for a takedown, you're going to get kneed in the face probably. But I mean,
So it's
obviously,
very similar to
obviously amateur, you can't do that. But like
It's very similar.
Very
to comedy.
similar to comedy.
Yeah, very
you,
similar.
you must have performed at the chapter.
I'd grab the mic from the person. Just
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the
announce it.
chapter, can we give a shout out to Dale?
I've been wondering how Dale is doing. Does anybody have any information? Are you familiar with Dale Blomquist? He's one of our local comics. Runs a lot of great shows.
No,
he's not sure exactly where he sits right now.
Last I heard, they were able to get all the infection out. He still has, I think he's lost his leg up to his knee, I believe. He had his leg amputated. I know he had his foot amputated.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's recovering. So.
Wow. I had not heard anything since the night of the show. I hadn't been up to date on any of that. So. Wow.
Great. Hey, this isn't an MMA podcast or anything. Nobody cares. I love
Is
you,
Kyle
Jack,
running
but
his
no,
mouth?
yeah.
Is Kyle still running his mouth on there?
People
again?
running. So there's martial arts studio runners, instructor people here now. So thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was
Hijacking
trying
your
to-
show
yeah,
with your MMA awesomeness.
Yeah, whoop him, Scott.
I was just trying to give you
'cause
guys
I'm
a wider audience, you know,
'cause
more
no matter
diverse.
what happens,
Diversity is good.
no matter what happens, I'm putting my money on Scott or Scotty. Yeah,
Or
one,
Scott.
yeah,
One
it's
of the
going on one of the
Scotts.
Scotts. Yes.
Scotty doesn't know.
Do you speak Italian? Out of curiosity.
I speak a little bit of Italian. You know,
Well, somebody just sent me an Italian message. They just
well,
sent me
my
a message in
brother,
Italian,
my brother is
in
in Italy
Italian.
right now,
Is
so
your
that might
whole
be him.
family
Okay.
like listening to this, right? You realize you're the only three people, right?
Must be your brother then, because it says "Ciao d'Italio to a fratello," whatever.
Buongiorno.
So yeah, there
Yes.
you go. Well, there you go. We've gone international.
I feel really less than right now. There's a lot of
add more diversity.
There's a lot
You
of
throwing in
cool stuff
different
going
groups.
on.
Yeah,
that I am
MMA,
not that
Italy.
cool.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
gonna sit there and work on
I'm
your
just
suck exercise.
have a suck muscle
you just have your
exerciser,
suck
and
muscle
I know how to
exercise.
street fight, and that's about
there you
it. It really doesn't carry much weight in a octagon.
I hear if you put those lip things in though that you guys were using earlier, like, and you go in a match, like that's like you ultimately like you're going to win. Like that's just confidence right there. It's a confidence
yeah,
builder.
that's
Yeah.
well, just like going on stage with them, man. I'm doing that next time.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you do.
I think you get a laugh every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
big red lips.
Thursday night, I'm hosting the show with those lips on.
But the way you got to play it off is very seriously though, like as if like
yeah.
you don't even recognize that you're wearing it. So in that way, like as everyone else is like, what is this? Then you don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, that's another message. It's your brother in Italy, so yeah,
Oh,
that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you like him? I can ban him. I have a button right here.
There's a button for that. No,
There's
yeah,
an app for that.
we're close. Yeah, me and him are like literally only 2 years apart. Like we're basically like we've pretty much done like everything together.
That's cool. So your mom was like, why can't you be more like your brother, Scott? But you had to do comedy.
Yeah,
your brother's
Mike
in
went to the
Italy right
comedy,
now.
yeah.
Like, is he in a relationship? He's probably
No.
is now.
He's
I bet he is now.
yeah.
Going
Guess
to
what,
Italy,
Mom?
you'd have to be.
Yeah. So, what's it feel like to be the disappointment of the family? No. We ask the tough questions here.
I could probably relate. So just be
Well, yeah,
honest.
absolutely.
That was
But
my
we all
nickname
can.
when I was
Yeah,
born.
yeah.
Actually, it was all.
Because we're all comics, so yeah, we can all relate. You know, it's what I talked about Sunday night about. You know, some parents are proud of their kids. I've never experienced that personally, but you know, I've heard rumors.
Good things
that,
about
so,
that
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, it
must be a good one.
I mean, I don't need that kind of external validation.
Yeah,
you know, I don't hear that. Like, I can't remember the last time my dad said he was proud of me. Like, seriously, like serious thing.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but seriously though, I don't remember the last time.
But seriously, it doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not going to cry about it.
It's not a big deal.
Anything. So
yeah, I'm a grown man now. I can take it.
I'm a man, Dad.
I just want you to respect me.
Somebody said you have a face for radio too, so that's how you know.
Oh.
I'm not saying it. The computer's
That's
telling
sort
me
of like
these things.
I don't know, like ironic, I guess, because there's no face to a radio.
Right.
It's
That's
the voice. It's not.
That's what the old joke
Okay,
is.
so-
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Scotty,
there's
you
the
got this?
20-year-old coming out in him.
Yeah. Well, radio hasn't really been a thing, so you know, since anybody that's 20 years old probably never heard a radio.
But there's a radio?
Yeah, this is actually a radio station. You know that 1069?
Oh.
That's like, you can put that on a dial.
What's this you say?
Yeah, on this
You turn the
old
dial. You
machine.
start to turn the Johnny Carson
it's like
here.
a
He's
podcast that you can't control what you listen to.
Are you still
It's if your
considered a
podcast
disc
went out
jockey?
of control.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Why? What of it?
Are you still considered that?
Well, I'm a DJ, yeah. That's what they
So
call
you
it.
are a disc jockey.
I am. That's still the
Do you
terminology.
incorporate
yes.
discs, records into your
If I
format?
feel like it, I will.
That would be.
We
can we get
got
them
two turntables. I
and
got
a
two
microphone?
turntables and several microphones.
I saw that, yeah.
That's where it's at. Those two right
Yep.
there. That's where they are. I believe they're hooked up. We should actually run an experiment.
Let's put the needle on the record.
Grab
Put the needle on the
grab a
record.
over there. Just
Put the
pick
needle on the
something out
record,
and put
and the
something
drum beat
out
goes
over
like
there,
this.
and yeah. Because just something totally random, and that's what we will play for the part of the next break. Because I've never seen anybody use them before. What do we got?
You just grabbed one.
Yeah,
What is
well,
it?
That was
we
complete
probably
random.
shouldn't get one that has the parental advisory label on it.
Oh,
Because-
yeah. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
this is Sea Murder. Is the name of
Oh wait, C murder.
Sea Murder.
Yeah, not.
But it explicit,
not sea murder.
parental
Yeah.
advisory. I don't know if it's for
well, there's a
language
radio
or-
version.
Oh, there is a radio version?
Number
I
one
didn't
is
see
the
that.
radio version.
I didn't look far enough. I just saw the warning, and the warning did what it was supposed to do.
Exactly.
It warned me.
It warned you
So you guys
that-
are going to have to talk while I get this set up.
All right.
Because, this is old school technology here.
So let's identify some core issues in your life as you were growing up as a child. Was there any?
Well, it all started when I was about 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a bad juice box experience?
It was, yes. Like, it just exploded in my face. And,
Ooh.
yeah,
An
like,
exploding juice box.
yeah. And it was, like, it ruined what life meant to me at that time, Cause,
Did
like,
you have pudding pops back in your day?
I think so.
Bill Cosby pudding pops. The guy
Pudding
that plugged
Pops.
Yeah. It's not going to work.
Alas, there are no
Okay.
needles.
Well,
So,
there are no
yeah.
needles for
They
the
took 'em out.
record.
Yeah, well, they knew you were coming. So they said, get the needles out of here.
Oh my god.
That was wrong, wasn't
dude,
it? That
no,
was
because
just
if those
wrong.
were diamond cut needles, I would pawn those.
Yes, no needles on the turntables, so we got nothing. We can. It's so fake. It's so phony. Where's Patrick at?
Patrick.
Patrick, get in here. Where are the needles for the turntables? I'm just kidding. You're all right, Patrick. Go back to work. But it is time to take a break. Oh, well, here he goes. I just got a message from our engineer. The needles were stolen several months ago. So somebody had the same idea that you had, Scotty.
Next
Interesting.
episode of the live
When
will
was
be
the
from
last-
Richie's pawn shop.
When was the last time you were here, Scotty?
Yeah.
Hey,
Start doing the math here.
hey, I don't know how to do math.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Well, now we know. Now the mystery's solved. Why are we getting somebody sending bad jokes over here? Somebody wants
because
to
we
hook
can
up
use
after
that?
Somebody on this. Well, no, not about the turntable. I've gotten two messages. One of them I'm not going to say because it's racist and wrong. The other one is asking me if I want to hook up after this, or maybe they're asking you. I don't know.
Or maybe they're asking the other Scott.
They could be. Somebody.
Maybe they're asking
Scott B or Scott M or DS.
Duh. Yeah. All right. Well, we do have to take a break though, so we're not taking any more callers right now. Sorry. Yep. What's up, Patrick? This is Patrick, our engineer.
Hello.
What's that? Yeah. Oh no, I'm good, man. I don't care.
Are we on break now?
No, we're not on break now. So just keep your profanity at
Darn
bay.
it!
Dang
Wait,
gone.
Patrick, don't leave. Shane, come back. Come back, Shane.
He's got. See you, Patrick. He's got to catch a bus, man. All right. Well, we're gonna here. This will be good to play, since we since we had our suck muscle exercisers in earlier. We're going to go ahead and play a little choke hazard.
There you go. Counterbalance.
So here's some choke hazard. You talk a good game. We'll be back here shortly on the Life.
Nothing brings people together quite like the movies, and every week Aaron Lopez wants you to join him in a discussion about the latest and greatest in the world of film. So grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and get comfy. Come join Aaron and friends every Thursday at The Drive-In, presented by Eventide Entertainment.
Lane, I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years. I'm no dummy.
All right. We are back on the Life Radio Show. That's a little more Charles DeMar from Better Off Dead. You ever seen that?
Indeed.
Great 80s movie. You ever seen that, Scott?
Yeah, I was born in the 80s, I think. Yeah.
So he
doesn't mean you can't watch the movies.
Oh, yeah, I watch a lot of movies.
Oh,
you got to check out, tell your mom to rent you all the Porky's series. And you guys sit down as a family and watch those.
6 Feet Below Hell is still available at Redbox. It's been there for over a year now.
Is that any Redbox or select Redbox?
Well, they move around.
The red boxes?
Well, no,
Yeah,
they're
stationary.
stationary.
I thought those were stationary.
They're stationary, but you can get a movie out of one and put it back in another.
Sure, and put it in another one.
Yeah, because you have to.
I took all of them and put them into one red box. And
all of them?
Yeah.
So there's going to be one town where everybody's seen that movie.
Why do we only have this movie?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
This isn't the Traveling Pants.
Yeah. Why is there this big bearded guy chasing people with a sledgehammer? I don't get it.
Is his name Reggie?
Reggie. That's Reggie. You watched it, didn't you? No, you didn't.
No, I just know your character.
Watch the movie,
I can
Scotty.
Identify with Reggie.
Yeah, I bet. You should watch the movie. You'll enjoy Reggie and his antics. Your family's from West Virginia. You'll enjoy him.
Yeah, don't make me no never mind.
Don't make me no never mind. All right. Well, we should probably get to some news stories because that's really why we're here, is to inform the listening public of the many, many, many things that we are here to inform the listening public of.
Yes. Of the knowledge in which we hold.
Get all that?
Dearly.
All right.
Got the news with Gary Gnu.
Yeah, the GNUs. No GNUs.
No GNUs
is good news. A New York man claims the actions of a chatty CVS employee turned out to be unhealthy for his marriage. Michael Feinberg is suing the drugstore chain for unspecified damages, claiming he suffered, quote, genuine severe mental injury and emotional harm after he took a prescription for Viagra to a Long Island CVS to be filled. There's more. That's not all. There's more. There's more. According to a lawsuit obtained by the New York Post, Feinberg told a store employee identified in court papers as Arula that he would pay for the medicine himself, a big investment considering a single pill can cost $60. A few days after that was in the article. I don't know what they cost. Scotty, don't look at me like that. A few days after the prescription was filled, Feinberg said, his wife called the CVS to discuss another prescription, only to have the on-duty pharmacist bring up the Viagra. Feinberg said the employee, quote, without solicitation, improperly informed Feinberg's wife that his prescription for Viagra was not being covered by insurance, a violation of HIPAA privacy rules. I think he was hiding that Viagra from his wife.
Was he cheeking his meds?
Yes, he was cheeking. Yeah. No, because they weren't for her. Yeah, that's why he's suing. Yeah, it's because why else?
You think he disappeared for the whole 4 hours?
Yeah.
4 to 6 hours. I'll be back in 4 to 6 hours, Dad.
Yes. Yeah, I think I think there's something fishy going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He should just stick with his suck muscle exercise.
He really should.
Instead.
Go have a stiff drink somewhere.
Yeah. Yes. So that's a terrible thing. Terrible thing. And but is there more to discuss about this? I mean, I actually wrote a play called Little Blue Pills, which was about a similar situation. Yeah. So nothing from either. Nobody.
No comment.
Just check my chat and see what's going on here. See if anybody else has anything to say. Okay, your cousin in Andover, Connecticut is listening. We're just
what?
all
Did your
over,
mom call the whole family?
Apparently so.
My
little boy's on the radio.
He's famous.
I told you it's just a big family.
And here we are talking about Viagra.
Yeah.
It's a good topic to talk about. Family topic.
What's more yours, like Adderall? What's your?
I'm 20, Scotty. So I don't have to use it yet. But,
right, so Adderall it is. Do you have any Adderall stories?
Notice he said he didn't have to use it yet.
Yes, it doesn't mean.
Yeah, it's not a necessity.
Doesn't mean I'm not doing my research to prepare for days ahead.
And Scotty, when I looked at this next news story, I thought, why are we going to be discussing these again? Because we, hashtag bag of peacocks brought this up once before. Feral peacocks in Canada are either having an existential crisis en masse, or they really can't deal with their reflections. Residents of Surrey in British Columbia are having issues with the feathered creatures roaming their neighborhoods. In addition to being loud, the animals keep attacking expensive cars in the area. Local Ryan Cragg told CTV, quote, with the dark-colored cars, they can see their reflection fairly clearly, and so they make the mistake that it's another peacock and have at it. Have at it. That could mean a couple different things that they're doing to that car. They'll get the front panel, the side panel, the rear panel, and then work around to the other side. Those are some thorough feral peacocks. They take their time when they're having at another peacock, apparently. The issue has been going on for months, with one resident going to extremes and chopping down a tree that held a peafowl nest. The resident subsequently received a $1,000 fine. So you can't chop their nest down, you can't kill them, all they're going to do is beat up your Beamer.
Do they have reflections? You think they sit around and go...
They're not pea vampires, they're peacocks.
I was thinking more like sitting in a group and reflecting on the day's events. Like see Harold over there?
Yeah.
Really peacocking.
Yeah. Look at it. Look at his plumage. Beautiful plumage. Yeah,
if I had 2 Viagra, you know what I'd do to him?
Yep. I'd work on the front panel, the side panel, go around to the rear panel. I'd really have at it. Because that's what peacocks do. They don't miss a panel. That's the old saying.
What's a peacock nest look like? Is it colorful?
It's a peafowl nest. Oh. The cocks don't nest, only the fowl. That's pretty foul.
It's a foul joke.
I don't know. I'd imagine they would have to be fairly large. I don't know why. Just they got a lot of feathers.
They have a lot of feathers.
Yeah.
Shaking their tail feathers. They got
probably
to
be large and colorful and fan out. That's how their nest would be.
So do you think it'd be round, or would it be like
a wedge?
Yeah, would it be shaped like a wedge nest?
Yeah, it would. That would make perfect sense.
Yeah. Or maybe like when they enter, then they put up their tail, and then that's like a
what do you mean, like hanging up on they have a hook?
People are like, why don't you just Google it? I'm not going to Google it. I know that I could easily.
Yeah,
I know.
There's no fun
exactly.
Googling.
I hate it when people say that.
Use your imagination,
right.
people.
Exactly.
What's wrong with
Nobody
you?
has a piqued curiosity anymore. Instead, they go straight to the internet.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this? Let me Google what I think.
Yeah, Google peacock and see what happens when you pull up images.
It's just a bunch of people that are just Google drones, like they're just going around.
That's society, though.
Right.
Society, they are internet drones.
Because they're not actually saying anything intelligent of their own thought. It's like they're just They're just saying what Google told them to say about the topic.
Right, because if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Yeah.
Complaining about internet drones and you're on Facebook Live.
Like I say, why even go on Google to define something? If you're trying to define a word and you don't know what it means, like just come up with a definition. You know?
Yeah, make it up.
Yeah.
Right
You
off
gotta
the
be
top
on
of
the
your
spot.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Improvise it.
That's why I'm just going to start lying to everybody.
Yeah.
But
I
if you
thought
look at
you
them
already
seriously
were.
enough, it'll be believable.
Right.
Because you believed it.
Right.
Because
I
you
spoke
thought
it
of
into
it.
existence.
Yes.
Yeah, if you speak it, it must be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if Google says it, it's
So
got to be
if
true.
more than one person is Googling, is that giggling?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is it a gag of Googles?
It's a gaggle of Googlers.
Googlers.
That's the name of this episode, a gaggle of Googlers.
Like
Thank you,
I said a
Scotty.
word yesterday and I didn't think it was a word, and I think this really relates to like speaking things into
Have you ever
existence.
played Words with Friends? You'd be amazed
No.
at what are words that you wouldn't even know are
Oh, no,
words.
yeah.
I've
Like
learned
I
so
said
much.
flam-
I used to play
Rambunctious.
Balderdash, which was similar.
Balder?
That was
Never
like
heard of Balderdash.
physically like touching like game pieces though, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't want to be
Ooh, I love
physically
sorry.
touched, Scotty.
I loved
Not
sorry.
Twister.
Your version of Twister, my version of Twister are two different things. Hence,
That's what you think.
this is a really sticky suck muscle exerciser.
How do you think it got that way?
I don't know.
Use
but
your imagination. You're going to Google how your suck muscle
this thing is going to
exerciser
be
gets sticky.
stickier than a wacky wall walker when I get done.
Just smack it on the wall. Now, as a young child born in the 80s, young man, not child anymore, you're 20. Are you familiar with a wacky wall walker?
No.
No.
Yeah.
See, that was
You're
basically.
going to have to Google that.
Yeah, Google.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Tell
going
us
to use
what
I'm
you
going to use
think
my
it is.
imagination here. Wacky
Yep. Imagine what a wacky wall walker would be.
wacky wall walker. See, what I would think a wacky wall walker would be is something that not only can whack and walk, but it can walk on walls. You
And
know what I mean?
whack.
And whack.
While walking.
Whack while walking on the walls. Yeah.
Kind of like Giovanni and his hidden octopi escapade.
Yes, his hide and seek with the octopus. Yes.
Yeah. This makes
That's-
sense.
Yeah, that's.
Is
you're,
there like
you're
something
close,
you
yeah.
smack on the wall?
You can. You
Yeah.
certainly can smack it on the wall.
and see what
I
sticks.
say as there's a white stain on the wall behind you.
There's been a few wacky wall
Apparently
walkers
you
in
can.
here.
Yeah. It's happened here a couple times, I'm
it's
guessing.
basically a little ball that has little tentacles like an octopus, and you get it slightly wet. It's a rubber thing. You get it slightly wet, and you throw it on the wall, and it just slowly crawls down because it's sticking to the wall.
I think I know.
Doesn't work too well on a plastic
Like
wall.
I have an idea of what it is. Like I feel like I've seen one, but I'm not like.
Possibly. It's
They used to give them away in cereal boxes.
and Wendy's Happy Meals used to have them as well.
I don't think they were supposed to, though. I think that was actually the burger. Because I did that with my Wendy's burger, too. It's like, and it stuck to the wall and just took
Wendy's
a long
had the
time
jam hats
sliding
and the
down.
sunglasses. Remember, like painter caps were a big deal in the 80s too. Remember that?
What's that?
Painter caps.
Were they?
Yeah.
I don't. I
Remember my
guess
dad would take me to the hardware store and you get a bag of popcorn and get a free Ace Hardware like painter's cap, and it felt like paper. It was like, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah.
You
there
wear
go.
these?
Why not?
That's always the weird thing that always weirded me out. Like when you go into like a store, like where you're gonna like buy some wood or something, or like just something to build something in your house. Like maybe your sink like broke.
Yeah.
And you go in there, and then like what they have right next to the register is just a bunch of like things that have nothing to do with hardware. It's just like
Right.
like
yeah.
you got
Like, do you need a suck muscle
right?
exercise?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, that might come in handy with this project I'm working on in my house. Like,
See, I shop at Home Depot a lot for work, and I found out they have nothing that has to do with any of the stuff I need.
right.
Several times a day I go there, and it's like, why am I here again? Because I know what I'm looking for, and they don't have it.
Hey, why aren't we plugging your show more for Thursday?
There's a show this Thursday?
There is. It's your
That's
show.
right. The Life Radio Show presents with Can Do You a Carpenter, featuring Scotty Mays.
Well, yeah, that's not all about me, but
Along with Ed John and Mike Wells
Ed
and Ransom
John,
Carr.
that guy, he's like one of the most racist dudes I've ever met in my life.
Oh, yeah. Has he ever
He
talked to you
really-
about Black Panther?
Oh my god! Like he just sat in Starbucks in Philly the other day and just judged everybody
Yeah.
and told us about it.
Ed, what is
Ed,
wrong with you?
get a life.
Is Ed on there right now?
Not yet. No,
He
I don't
should
know.
be.
Nick Taylor's telling me to. He's telling me how much he loves me right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you cleaned it up for the radio.
Yeah.
He saw you with your suck muscle exercises.
Yeah.
Didn't he? It's like, yeah, he wants to get on us some Scotty. Yep, you've been practicing as well. We're so off the air. Okay, off the rails. More news. But hey, yeah, the Life Radio Show this Thursday at Wiley's Comedy Club. The Life Radio Show presents Conduya Carpenter featuring Scotty Mays, hosted by me.
Right. You got another news story too, don't you?
I got plenty. I come prepared, man. I mean, not mentally, but I have stuff written down. That counts as
That's
prepared.
a 7:30 show, not an 8 p.m. show.
That is a 7:30 show.
Because I've been misinforming some
Thursday.
people.
Yes.
Does the flyer say 8 p.m. or does it say 7:30?
Flyer should say 7:30.
Okay, I hope so.
Because I made
double
the flyer.
check.
Yeah.
All right. You did make the flyer.
I did. I made it. I put everybody on there that's going to be on the show.
You sure did.
And the time and where.
Sure did.
But what I didn't put on there is if you're listening to the Life Radio Show right now, if you go to get your ticket for the Life Radio Show presents on Thursday, and it asks you for a discount code, put in Life1069, and you will get your ticket for half price.
And if you're dyslexic, good luck.
Yeah.
Another message. Every time I see you look at that screen, it's like, it's Scott Bond's family.
Scott Bond. Yeah. The Bonds.
What's it like to be the trophy child of the family? Jeez.
Yeah, well, they are proud. You have a show coming up tomorrow at a Funny Bone. Is it the Columbus Funny Bone?
Yeah, Columbus Funny Bone.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not cool.
It's something.
Yeah, it's something.
So it's Funny Bone, but still.
I would say, well, I mean, like, it's like the showcase, so it's like, like, obviously I'm not 21, so I can't do like the 21 and up shows. But
right.
Yeah.
But still, it's a showcase, so you're up there. Yeah, it's not an open mic where they're just like, let any old schmuck up there. You're actually on a showcase, which means somebody saw you and thought this young man's funny. Let's put him on this showcase show.
Sure.
So that's a good thing. That is a big deal.
Is that the one that Dan Swarthout is running?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haven't met him.
He's a good guy, man. Yeah, you should try and get him up.
Got to Google him.
Google him. I'll just imagine. Just imagine who he is.
Imagine him into existence, and then you show up there, and then he's just like this like figure
like
that
you're
you
nothing
imagine.
like I imagined you.
I'm pretty sure I butchered your last name, Dan. I apologize.
Okay, we'll do some more news if we want to do some news. Do you have more shows coming up to plug? Might as well plug away since we're here.
Yeah, man.
And all the people listening in Dayton will drive all the way out to Columbus.
That's
yeah,
a good question.
Because if you don't, I will.
I do plan on going to Wiley's.
Mom,
actually,
we're number one if we're near like a sports.
Not
team
sure
or
when
something.
I'm going to Wiley's.
Sunday Comics.
Yeah, it's coming up, but I don't know exactly when. I just know. The 15th of July. That's like
okay.
Okay,
that's right around the fireworks
you're going
time.
to be that's a couple weeks after. Yeah, like fireworks shows are on.
We come in and we like just let everyone know like fireworks are over.
Yeah, it's like no bang here. Just we're back.
They steal the bang and then we just come in after.
Have you done the Sunday Comics at Wiley's before?
I haven't. That's gonna be my first time.
Oh, it's a great show.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Stick to your time. Don't ignore the light. Karen will love you.
Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, if you ignore the light, just keep going. She will cut you off.
Oh, okay.
And all the comics in the back of the room.
You will be chastised.
Somebody just sent the message July 5th.
Oh, July 5th.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Is that when you?
Thanks, Mom.
Is that when you're going to be at Wiley's?
No,
I got little Scoochie Boo on my little planner here.
That would be July 5th would be the fireworks competition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like you're competing, sir.
Yeah, you didn't even know it.
You are going down. I'm not taking it lightly on you. I am not taking it easy.
Yeah, he's still going after Carl, who won last year.
Scotty, don't.
Yeah. Yep, Scotty's actually planning on flying to China, picking up Carl, dragging him back here just so he can beat him in the fireworks competition. That's how dedicated Scotty Mays is to his comedy fighting.
Well, it's a good thing I learned about that button you got over there. I can just erase like the last 10 seconds of his acting.
So you'll never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The whole audience would be lost.
It's a shame it only erases 10 seconds because, I'm thinking 2 hours would be probably set us even.
Hey, man, I needed this 2 hours, so
that's good. That's
very
good.
grateful for you, sir.
Well, I appreciate your appreciation.
Yeah, I'm a deeply appreciative person.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hey,
right.
I'm glad to be in the existence and the presence of this appreciation happening.
Hey, there is much appreciation.
Yeah.
We just greatly appreciate everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to appreciate this next news
Let's
story.
appreciate the hell out of
Yeah.
that news.
Speaking of wacky wall walkers, Southwest Airlines says it is, quote, deeply disturbed by allegations from a female passenger who claims a male passenger masturbated next to her on the flight. Ellie Shariat, who runs a PR agency, was flying from Las Vegas to Philadelphia on Tuesday when she says one of her seatmates exposed himself as a passenger from hell. That didn't. Yeah, see, they
6
thought that's
feet.
where they were going.
6 feet under, huh?
Her tweets about the situation subsequently went viral. A statement from Southwest said, "We are deeply disturbed by the behavior described by Ms. Shariat, and we have contacted her to address her concerns and offer apologies. Our internal reports indicate that the crew did not witness this incident during the flight because they weren't all just standing around.
Right,
What
just
are
watching.
you doing over there?"
Yeah.
You like a bag of peanuts?
Our crew then apologized to Ms. Shariat and assured her that they were not previously aware of the situation. This type of behavior on a flight would not be tolerated by any of our employees.
So Stroker Ace was born to race.
Our
huh?
CEO, yes, but not any of our employees. Because that's who that was. No, but no, it's, on a flight, that would be... I mean, I get mad when somebody takes up the armrest, you know.
Somebody said at Southwest, what do you expect? They don't offer in-flight movies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, if you read more into the story, he had his laptop out watching porn. So he brought his own in-flight movie.
There you go, Chris Abels.
That takes some premeditation because not only did he...
Oh, his motives were...
Yeah, like,
Right.
they were
He's like-
very...
he's like,
he knew
"I know
exactly.
what I'm doing."
He's like, he planned that flight, like, probably had nowhere, like, in plan to go anywhere. He just wanted to be able to get on a plane.
He was like,
Because-
Alexa, porn up.
Yeah.
Yep, that's... But yeah, that would have been premeditated because you have to shut all your devices off for takeoff. You're not allowed to use it to get on the... You wouldn't be able... It's not like
Right.
they have Wi-Fi in there.
Right.
So he would have had to bring it with him.
Hey, will your family adopt me?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big in adoption.
They're big into it? They have a bunch of children in their basement.
There's going to be, like, a bunch of people just listening. They're
So-
like, oh, this family adopts people. They're getting, like, all these
Somebody says
messages.
you need to sing your next hit song, Scott.
Oh, my next country hit song, yeah.
Oh, wait, it's country? We're going to
never
save
mind.
that,
Yeah,
sir.
we can't-
It's a
we can't
it's a
have that.
persona.
Yeah, we
It's a
can't
persona
have
as a country
music here
person.
on the... as a country?
It's
What
a
country?
it's a persona as a country, not as country people, as a country itself.
Like as
I'm blowing this out of proportion.
yeah, kind of like Zimbabwe, as like Zimbabwe.
yeah, and then you become that country.
Yeah,
and then you Google what that.
I don't
country
think you just can become a country that's already spoken for itself.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably.
You can.
Although everybody says America, so like
Yeah.
we try and claim it like it's ours, but
Yeah,
it's
like
not
we-
even ours. Like we stole this.
Yeah, exactly. We stole
Oh,
the
I
whole
didn't
country.
steal nothing. Look, I had nothing
And
to
the
do
name.
with
We
didn't do
anything
that,
that
yeah.
happened way back when the Fiddler on the Roof was popular. Had nothing to do with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we are America now, even though this whole half of the world is America. North America, South America, Central America.
Central, yeah.
We're like, nope, we're just up here in the north. We're taking it all.
This is our America.
That's why we just say America because it's just to reference one big America.
See, 50 years from now, that's just what it's going to be called.
Yeah,
It's no
America.
longer United States or USA. It's just going to be America.
It's going
Not
to be
even America.
It's going to be the NWO.
Yeah.
It's going to be New World Order. Oral. It's going to be the
New World Oral.
That's actually
New World Oral.
unbelievable. Because I think the
And
whole
everyone
New
has to
World
wear
Order
those
thing,
those lip things.
Everybody's going to be, this is what our society's coming to.
Yeah.
This
There
is going
you
to be
go.
America
There you go. Yep,
with the suck
America.
muscle exerciser.
It always goes back.
And to buy time on America's soil,
Yeah.
you have to
Viagra and suck muscle
Exercise
exercises.
the suck muscle.
That is America's future
exercise
right
my
there.
right to suck muscle.
Yep. Yep. I exercise my right to have my Viagra private, or I will sue. Yeah, that's America.
There you go, corporate America.
Yeah. Yep. And the Canadians just have their geese, and apparently now they're peacocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hashtag bag of peacocks.
Hashtag
Canadians
bag
have
of-
eaten a bag of
It is-
peacocks.
the Canadians
They
said
wish
you
they
can
could,
have
yeah.
our geese, and we said you can have our peacocks.
Yep, there you go. There you go. That's typical.
Where did the
America.
peakeeks
Yeah.
originate from?
The peakeeks?
I'm just making words up. That's believable, though, right? Because I'm looking at y'all serious and
Yeah,
such.
define it with your imagination.
A bag of peakeeks, a flock of peakeeks.
Yeah, it's
Flack.
like a
Flack.
geese, but a goose.
It's a
Flack
fleek.
peakeeks.
It's a fleek of peakeeks.
That's like a plate of pancakes. I'm confused now, Scotty. I don't really know what you
pancakes.
want. You have to talk to me.
I might go to Bill's Donuts after this. Wearing these.
All right,
These
we're
lips.
gonna have to
we're done, aren't we?
We're gonna have to
All
wrap
right.
up a gaggle of Googlers. We're gonna have to wrap this episode up, and as much as I hate to, but I'm tired.
Yeah.
But it's been a good show. Scott Bond,
Mr.
thanks for
Bond.
coming on.
It's been fun.
Mr.
Good to be
Mays,
here.
always a pleasure to have you on. Look for Scott Bond, July 15th at Wiley's for the Wiley Sunday Comics. Tomorrow, he's going to be at the Columbus Funny Bone in a showcase. Not like locked in a case up in the front.
Yeah,
but he will be
they only do that
on
to
stage.
the more prestige.
Right.
comedians.
Well, yeah, you got to keep him from getting away.
Yeah, you don't want them to leave. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how
It's
the
like the old
that's how
school freak
showcases
shows.
get broken.
Yeah,
too,
the old school freak shows. They put the,
Exactly.
Here's a bearded lady. Wait, that's a real bearded lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's Columbus. We have those.
Exactly. Yeah, why not?
I mean, they don't shave armpits up there, so why wouldn't they have bearded ladies?
Is it Columbus or France?
Yeah, it's Columbus, France.
Or Italy. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hi, Brennan.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening in Scott's family. Scott, thanks for coming on.
Mom.
And don't forget, Thursday, 7:30, Wiley's Comedy Club, the Life Radio Show presents Conduya Carpenter. Very funny. Used to be Kenny Carpenter. Then he got all
Chocolate
Conduya.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Does all
Chocolate
kinds
Charlie.
of
Yeah, he's a lot of
personas.
fun. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. Check out his Facebook page and all the craziness he's got on there. Scotty Mays is going to be featuring that show with his craziness too. I'll bring my craziness, and hopefully Ed John will be back from he will be back from the Philadelphia Starbucks. I don't know why he goes all the way to that one.
And Mike Wells and his craziness.
Mike Wells, and I just stuck my yeah, I don't even know why I did that.
Oh, it's
But
going to
Mike
be
Wells,
weird.
We'll see you Thursday. And Ransom
be
Carr is
weird.
gonna
It's like foreshadowing. What are you gonna do to him?
I'm gonna bring my suck muscle exercise.
You're gonna attack him from the left and the right and make your way down to the rear.
Yeah, go start at the front panel, the side panel, all the way to the rear panel. We're gonna go at it. All right. Thanks for tuning into The Life. This has been way too much fun. We'll see you guys next week. No, we won't. We'll see you Thursday at Wiley's.
That's
And
right.
after that, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. This has been the Life Radio Show on WWSU 106.9 with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, and YouTube, as well as on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Be sure to like the Life Radio Show on Facebook, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email thelife1069@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week. You can check out wileyscomedy.com for all your upcoming shows.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms